Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems. Audio-visual systems for your office or for your home. Home automation, security and life safety systems. They do it all. Safety Systems is a locally owned, family-owned business for more than 20 years. They can take care of you in all of those areas. They've taken care of my home, I can tell you that. VFL J.J. Surlis and his team are easy to deal with. And they can answer your questions and do good work for you, I promise you. There's a reason when you're going into businesses all over town, you're going to see that orange, black, and white sticker on the door that says Safety Systems. They're good. Safety Systems. Have them work on your home or your office. All right. Guys, Mississippi State will host the Vols at 9 p.m. on Wednesday. They are 14-8 after a loss at Arkansas last night. They're 0-4 on the road in league play, but they're 5-0 at home. I had Rick Barnes. I was trying to tally up the numbers last night, so I may be off by one, but I think he's 7-2 against Mississippi State since he's been here. He's had a good run against Mississippi State. But, Mark, tell us about Ben Howland. Been around for a long time. Tell us about Mississippi State, what fans should expect this week.
Well, Ben Howland's a great example of sometimes fans bases think that the next coach is always going to be better than the previous coach. I mean, Ben Howland's a Final Four NCAA champion type coach and has not had much success at Mississippi State compared to what that people thought. They're tough. They're going to play defense. They're 13-1 when they outshoot their opponent, 1-6 when they get outshot. So not to simplify it, but who's going to make shots? And I like it. Tennessee's chances because of the way that we defend. Now Molinare, a point guard, a guard, leading scorer, one of the top 5 in the SEC. They've got in today's college basketball, I guess everybody's got transfers, but they got some talented transfers. They're going to play downhill, try to attack the paint. We got to keep guys out of the paint because they're one of the worst, if not the worst, three-point shooting team in the SEC.
They take fewer threes than anybody else, but on the flip side of that, they take a lot of twos. Well, maybe that's why their field goal percentage is second only to Kentucky in this league. It's funny how the more these teams fire up those threes, the more the shooting percentages go down. Isaiah, I'll start with you. Does the hot streak continue? You got Mississippi State on the road, then you got Vanderbilt coming here this week. Is Tennessee going to – you're going to pick them to go 2-0 again this week?
Absolutely, yeah. We win at Mississippi State. They'll be 5-1 at home after this game, I believe.
Okay,
and Vandy, I'd be a lot more concerned if we were in Nashville. It is a rivalry game, so they should not be taken lightly, as nobody should. But being at home, they'll be happy to get back. It's been about a week or something, so yeah, we'll finish them off too. We'll be 2-1 for this week.
Optimistic Isaiah says 2-0. Guys, do they go 2-0 this week?
You come down to the negative media over here.
I'm going to go with Isaiah. I think they go 2-0. I think they beat Mississippi State. Molinar's a load. He's a really good player. I think Tennessee defensively can contain him. Famous last words. But,
that's right.
But I do think that Tennessee is going to beat State on the road. It's going to be a battle. It won't be anything like it was easily against South Carolina. And then Vanderbilt at home, they should handle that. Even though Vanderbilt beat the stuffings out of LSU, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think LSU's tanking it right now. So, but anyway, I'm going to go 2-0.
Josh?
Olivier Nkamhoua status is really important because I think he's really important for them defensively around the basket in this kind of game. Last week I said 6-4 in the final 10 games, so that probably included a loss to Mississippi State. John, I'm professional here on the show, right? So I'll stick with my prediction from last week, but I'll say 1-1 this week. I think 2-0 is much more likely than 0-2.
Yeah.
On the road, freshman point guards and Ziegler and Chandler, tempo. Do you turn the basketball over and give a team that wants to get up and down and get transition layups? It's going to come down to who takes care of the basketball, not so much the perimeter and shooting jump shots. I do think we'll go 2-0, but that Mississippi State game does scare me. I'm thankful that Vanderbilt beat LSU, not because of Will Wade, but because it opens up the eyes of our team that Vanderbilt's playing better. We'll be more prepared for those guys.
Mississippi State, third best in the SEC in turnovers per game, meaning they take care of the basketball. They don't have a lot of turnovers.
We just shoot 29% from three.
See, that's just it. Just hit your 29%.
All you got to do.
It's 50-50. You can do that. I'm going 1-1. I'm sticking to my guns on what this team is, I think. But it all comes down. We talked. We showed numbers. We talked about the inconsistency. I can simplify that Mississippi State game real quick. If Tennessee hits their shots, they'll win. If they don't hit their shots, they lose. It's as simple as that. This is really an easy team to cover.
I'll pay you $5 million.
I can go over there just here. I'll roll the ball out and shoot. All right, very good. Isaiah, Mark, thanks as always. Good job today. Really appreciate it. When we come back, let's talk about Tennessee's recruiting class. We'll talk transfer portal. We'll talk SEC coaches who are calling each other clowns. We got a lot to go on this show. Come on back on the Sports Source.